Hey everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It is the Christmas time version of Storytime. It happens to be Christmas Eve and it happens to be on Sunday, so we're lucky that those both came out together. I have with me a very, very awesome little guest here. This here is Beefcake. Beefcake is one of our juvenile savanna monitors that we have here at the store. Beefcake has actually been purchased already. He'll be going home in a week. But I do have 4 of his siblings also still here at the store waiting for their forever homes. Now, savanna monitors happen to be one of my favorites. They're very easily kept in captivity. They just need a very large enclosure. I know right now he may look big to some of you, but he'll actually get closer to 3.5 or 4 feet long. These can be very, very large lizards who need lots of roaming space. But they're also known for being very nice and even slightly cuddly. And sometimes if you can scratch them just the right way on their head and even near their ears, they tend to calm down. Usually what he's got to do is just find his spot that's nice and comfy on my hand first. When they're smaller like this, they'll do a lot of perching up in branches. But as they get older, they spend way more, way more time on the ground in digging burrows. Are you comfy now? Can we show them how you calm down? There we go. There we go. There's a lot of nerve endings up here on the top of the head. So if you're able to rub those, it tends to calm them down a lot. Some of them like their ears rubbed as well. So if you can do all those at the same time, it helps. After a while, when they're used to it, they'll even take some chin scratches a little bit. Very, very personable lizard. In fact, most monitors I put up there with dogs as far as their intelligence level, because they can learn to target train and station train. You can learn to walk them on harnesses and things like that. And in lab settings, these lizards have been known to recognize upwards of 6 colors and shapes. So they believe that they can actually count as well. When you're handling them, when we have an enclosure even, you can actually see them trying to figure everything out all the time. They'll do a lot of head tilting. You'll see their eyeballs open up wider. You'll see their pupil dilate off and on. This is literally them figuring out what is happening within their enclosure. Now, he's been a very good lizard today. He even wore his Santa hat for a little bit. We'll see if he sits still. There we go. Now we have our little Christmas lizard. Very, very cool lizard. I've been dealing with different types of monitors my whole life. They're some of my favorite lizards to deal with because of their intelligence, because of their personality. When keeping them in captivity, a couple things we have to look out for is these guys are from sub-Saharan Africa and they are used to very high temperatures during the daytime. They can handle upwards of 120 degrees. So we have to give them lots of space, lots of heat. In fact, Mr. Beefcake here is getting a personalized enclosure built for him by his new owner. So it's going to be 8 feet long, 4 feet deep, and 6 feet high. So he's going to have plenty of room to roam around, and they're also going to let him free roam around their house when they're home. So this is something that we should be doing with bigger lizards. We have to think of these guys very similar to some of the mammals we buy, how we let ferrets free roam or rabbits free roam. Big lizards need that kind of room as well. So he's kind of been in the Christmas spirit all day. He's let us take a bunch of photos of him with his little Christmas hat on. He doesn't seem to mind too much. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get reading our story. As is tradition each year, we're going to be reading The Night Before Christmas. So here we go. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw open the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wandering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his courses they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, On Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, and the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was all dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it had circled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf. I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon led me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." There you have it. The night before Christmas on the night before Christmas. I hope everybody has a happy holiday. I hope you enjoyed learning about our little Savannah monitor friend here named Beefcake. And we'll see you guys next week.